How easy are they to get on?
Oh, really easy. Not.
We shouldn't laugh. The water is so high, isn't it, Mark? It's even worse than we thought.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome back.
Yeah, what a long time.
It's been a really long time, hasn't it?
It has. So what's happened?
Wow, what hasn't happened? When we left you last, we were just about to have our very first grandchild.
Where you were?
We did.
Yes.
Little Harper.
Yeah, beautiful little girl.
She's absolutely glorious, isn't she?
She is, yeah. We're going to see her today, actually.
Yes, we are.
Are you laughing at farts now?
After that, though, we had disaster after disaster, hence why we haven't been on YouTube for a long, long time.
Yeah, it started with, we had problems with the starting motor. So I replaced that. That worked for 5 days and then the engine didn't start. And then we put the old starting motor back in and managed to jump start the engine using that one. And so that's what I was doing, jump starting the engine. So it turns out it wasn't a starting motor issue, it was a ignition issue.
Switch.
So that's still yet to be resolved, but will be soon.
Yeah, all of these were not major issues, but they all cost money.
Yeah.
And with boats, people coming out to the boats and looking at them, they charge an absolute fortune.
They do, yeah, they charge an absolute fortune.
And you've got a big weight.
Yeah, and coupled with that, obviously, I then lost my job, which made things very tricky over the Christmas period, and then the floods.
Then the floods happened. So at the moment, we are relocated down in Hampshire.
Yeah, to a relative's house.
Yeah.
While the flood water's high, you'll see footage of that. It's very interesting. And then you'll see footage, because we're filming this, I think it's about a week after the floods have receded, and you'll also see footage of the flood water after it recedes, or the boat after the flood water recedes.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, one of the things to say is that when we had all the breakdown issues, when your boat engine breaks down, you have nothing. No power, no hot water, nothing.
Yeah, zero. So you're completely reliant on it. And just to make matters worse, we couldn't get the engine started for a week, so we were borrowing a generator from a friend, and I think it was day 4 of borrowing the generator, I managed to break that too.
Pulled the cord and the cord jammed.
Yeah, the cord wouldn't go back in. So that's how bad it was. At the time, I would suggest that if you shook my hand, you were probably going to get run over the next day. That's how it felt. Everything I touched turned, well, basically broke. So, yeah. But there we are. So we're in a different place now. We've got through the floods.
Yeah. We're going up to see the boat tomorrow.
We are.
Make sure it's all okay.
Mm-hmm.
And make our decisions from there.
Yes, indeed. Our plans for this year and what we're going to do. So, yeah. So apologies for the delay in the videos. It's gone a bit quiet, I know.
Yes, it has. Can we say Happy New Year to everyone for a start? And thank you to Jacqueline and Wayne, who sent a wonderful Christmas present through, a lovely book that we are at the moment in the process of reading.
Yeah, it's all about the canals, isn't it?
Yes, so thank you so much.
Yeah.
Also, can we say thank you to Heidi Nolan?
Yes, thank you, Heidi. We've got a lovely gift in the post. I've got a knock at the door and a man with a box. And a lovely gift, and it is Da, da, da.
Can we say your knitting is superb and they are so warm.
They're lovely.
We've used them quite a few times on dog walks lately, that we go down to the beach. We're near the coast where we are.
Yeah.
So we go down to the coast quite often, walking the dogs, and these really do come in handy. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks Heidi. It's very, very sweet of you to knit these for us.
Right, we're in the car as you can see. We are driving up to Cookham. It's going to take us about 2 hours from where we are. The river has risen enormously overnight. We've been checking on the boat regularly, and it's urgent now that we go back up again and sort out the ropes. It has majorly flooded. Mark went up the other day, didn't you?
I did.
What time in the morning?
We were sat looking at the river levels, and I just had this bad feeling about our lines, that they were too tight and that they weren't in the right position if the river was going to rise. So at 12 in the PM, I decided that I would drive the 2 hours to Cookham. So I got there at 2:30 in the morning, and then spent the next half hour adjusting the ropes, the lines, checking that everything was okay, and then I slept on a cold, freezing cold boat with no bed on a hard floor till 5:30 in the morning. So I got about 2 hours sleep, and then came back down again. So drove back down south where we were staying with relatives.
So our friends have been looking after our boats whilst we've been away, and we're very grateful for that. But it has got to a point where most people are evacuating their boats now.
You can't live on them. The water's about 2.5 feet deep, and you know, you just can't get to the boats. So people are abandoning their ships, so to speak, and going to stay with relatives. Well, luckily we were down anyway for Christmas, so it didn't really affect us that badly. But being away from the boat is, you know, in one sense is okay, but it's not in another, because obviously you're not there on a minute by minute, hour by hour basis to be able to adjust things, keep an eye on things, etc. And you're relying on the goodwill of the people around you, who have been fabulous. But now it's our turn to go up and adjust our lines and make sure that everything is secure
Before abandoning.
Yeah, before abandoning again. And the river levels are due to peak today. Believe it or not, it stopped raining on Thursday, but the river has been gradually increasing over the last 3 days. And it went up by, was it 20 centimetres last night?
28 centimetres. So nearly a ruler.
And you know, the suspicion is the EA are possibly holding the water in the stretch that we're in, because there's a massive field that's like a floodplain for when the river does get high. But you know, and the stretch below Cookham Lock, the water levels are normal. So you have to ask the question, why are we rising when the one below us is not? And that can only mean that they're not letting the water out either fast enough or at all, using the floodplain as an emergency stopgap so that the water can run off onto that. But if they're not careful, water levels are due to peak today, but if they're not careful, they're going to flood Cookham. They've already flooded, or the roads around Cookham have already flooded. Access in and out of the town is restricted, so it can't take much more water, to be absolutely frank.
We're on our way, as I say, to Cookham now. We're going to stop off at Screwfix to buy some waders, because the boat, you can't actually get to the boat unless you've got waders. We've also been told that 3 of our routes into Cookham have been blocked, so we might have to park outside of Cookham and then walk through Cookham to get to the boat. But we'll see when we get there, and we'll keep you updated. 6 foot depth nearly. Alright, you need to walk either side.
You need to decide which side you're going.
So we're going over the old causeway. The road is underneath all of that. Bloody hell. boat is right over there.
Okay, let's go get
Oh, I can see our boat. It's still there.
That's good.
Way off in the distance, but it is still there. How easy are they to get on?
Oh, really easy. Not.
We shouldn't laugh. The water is so high, isn't it, Mark? It's even worse than we thought.
Yeah. Where are we headed, Julie?
To the boat, hopefully. Well, I won't be able to. I haven't got any waders on.
I have. I'm modelling the 2023 latest season waders.
Right. See what the boat's like. Right. The path was down there. Are you going to go along and then go along the wall and hold on to the wall?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Here we are. Look at the flow. Sorry about the dirty screen. Okay, so this is me approaching our mooring. So, update. I've checked our boat. The line at the front has got some give in it, so it can go up by another foot if needs be. It can also drop by another foot. Once it drops by more than that, I'm probably going to need, when the water starts falling, receding, I'm probably going to need to come back and adjust the lines down a bit so that it can take up the slack as the boat drops in the water. But at the moment I've checked the front of the boat, the bow end, and it's still floating, it's not on land, hasn't drifted in on the land. I've checked the stern end, that's not on the land. Luckily we've got a tree at the back, a tree in the middle, and we're tied to a tree at the front. And the tree at the back and the tree in the middle are keeping the boat away from the bank at the moment because the flow is fierce. So fierce in fact that when you walk in between the boats, in the little gaps where the water is flowing through, it almost knocks you off your feet. I'll show you how fierce the water is flowing around these boats. That's got some power on it. Okay, so job done. This is our first proper flood on the Thames. Last year, yes, it broke the bank. Yes, it got to the top where we were. Didn't quite break the bank on our mooring, but it was scary enough. This year, I think this is our initiation over. This is a full-on flood. The highest levels it got to, I think 146, and we're currently at 132. So that was in 2003 or 4, I think it was. Either that or 2014. If anybody out there knows about the Cookham floods, please correct me if I'm wrong. And we're at 132 at the moment. That's 1 metre 32 centimetres above normal river levels. And it's still rising. So this probably will go down as the second biggest flood. But the problem is that these aren't once in a lifetime events anymore. Last year it came close. 2014 it flooded. It's now flooded this year. It'll probably flood next year, the year after. I don't want to be a doom monger, but our weather patterns are definitely changing, and not for the better. This is incredible. Incredible because you realise the power of nature.
Just going over the moat to Fort Brockhurst. You can see the fort there.
Hey.
trying to unravel.
I think I found that.
Don't know.
Yeah.
A&S Stones in the cannon room.
Yeah. Cell 1 is empty, I think.
Yeah, it is, yes.
I am totally aware. That's why I'm holding on to this whole yeah, I scattered them around because it's just like
Hello.
I'll print sides out and I'll put them out. And they disappear.
And back to normal, as if it never happened. Well, it looks like we're left with mud. You walked all through this holding on, didn't you, Mark?
Holding on to the railing.
Well, I can see the boat. That's a positive. Well, this was all underwater last time. We have a field back again. Well, this was the field that was underwater. It no longer is. And it looks like the boat is okay.
Well, we've decided to take the dogs out on Saturday morning for a walk in the woods.
I was worried about that then, but everything seems alright.
Yeah.
With the guns going on.
They're having a lot of fun.
That's only disappeared too. Where did you go to?
Where'd you go to? Where'd you go?
So, can we say thank you for watching?
If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. It's free. And also, when you do subscribe, don't forget to click the bell icon located somewhere around the edge of the screen.
And make sure you watch next time because we've got some really important information.
Yes. And don't forget to leave us your comments as well. We
Yes.
answer every single one.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.